Hello, Fundamentals of Oral Communication class. You haven't seen me for a little while. My hair is a little different. That's okay. Just a couple of things I wanted to deal with here this 4th of July week. First off, happy 4th of July, and I hope you actually have an enjoyable week. I'm actually not going to make any chapter homework, quizzes, or discussions due this week. Little celebration there. But there is going to be a small amount of homework, and I want you to pay very close attention to what I'm going to say in this video. First off, I want to address the Zooms. It seems like the only issue that we seem to be having with making the Zooms work is just getting you coordinated and talking to people. If you need a little bit more time on that, just send me an email and I'll try to be as flexible as I can. I really just want to see if we can make this work somehow. But do make sure that you have coordinated with your team as best you can. If someone got left out of a recording and I know the Zoom is working, that's good enough for this particular exercise as well. So, just get those Zooms in so I know that the person who's recording it knows exactly what they're doing in order to make it work. Then make sure you coordinate your final project and everybody knows what they're doing in your team, and then we'll be okay. Alright, the next thing that is going to be the other homework for the week, and you'll see a Dropbox actually come up for this, and that is I want you to be able to submit a list of 5 topics for your persuasive speech assignment. Yeah, the speech isn't due for a little while yet, but that's what we're moving to next, is that content about public speaking. So let me give you a little bit of information about the persuasive speech assignment. First off, it is a particular kind of persuasive speech that is actually assigned. It is a persuasive speech of policy. If you look in your textbook on pages 365 through 368, you will see on 365 a description of what a policy speech is, and then afterwards, all the way through 368, a variety of different structures that you can apply to that type of persuasive speech. When it comes to topic choice, I want you to keep in mind a few of the things that you'll learn from like chapter 11. First off, I want to make sure that you pick a topic that interests you. I don't assign people topics because a lot of times if I do that, I'm going to end up assigning somebody something that they don't hate, that they don't like, right? And then they don't put any work into it, they don't care about it, they're not going to, be passionate about it, their speech is going to be horrible. So find something that relates to you and your interest. Then also consider whether or not you can make that particular topic interesting for the audience. That is a primary consideration because speeches happen for the audience. They're not really all about you, right? And then the third consideration, besides something that interests you and something that you can make interesting to your audience, would be to try to pick something that has some level of novelty to it. When an audience shows up to hear a speaker speak, it's a special occasion, and it's an event that speaker should be prepared to offer ideas that likely that audience hasn't heard before. So we don't want to give the same old tired speeches that people have heard over and over and over again, or the same old infomercials or messages like don't text and drive, or don't smoke, it'll kill you, or drinking and driving is a bad idea. I mean, those are all persuasive types of presentations, but unless you do something novel with it, it's not going to have any kind of impact really for your audience. So think about that. How can you make your idea into something that's a fresh, new, interesting experience? An example, if I did a smoking presentation and I did it about cigarette butt pollution, well, that's an angle on that topic that you don't hear people talk about very much, but it does environmental damage. It does cost cities and people a lot of money to clean up. So, it's something that we could curb and take action about and possibly use that even as a way to kind of shift people away from smoking. So just find an interesting angle, something novel. And then the final characteristic is it also has to be researchable. Remember, this speech should have at least 5 quality sources that you're going to make reference to over the course of this presentation. So you're going to include those 5 sources in your bibliography for your outline, and you want to find the best, most current, useful research and information that's going to make the speech as interesting as you can possibly make it. So you're going to spend some time with the topic, researching it, make sure that you like it, right? And you're going to apply that problem solution structure for a policy-oriented presentation. Simplest thing in the world, really. Main point 1, in the body of your presentation, we have a problem. Main point 2, here are all the ways that we should go about fixing it. So in that problem section, you tell us how bad it is, who's being hurt, how much money is being lost, all of those kinds of things, right? Use some stories, help to humanize the subject, really develop the urgency to act, and then in that second half where you deal with your solutions, you find what the experts say need to be done. You advocate their ideas. You work on trying to actually fix that particular problem. All right, those are my ideas. I'm going to look in that Dropbox at the end of the week on Sunday for your 5 topic ideas. You can either directly load those in, or you can create a document and load it in that way as well. But that's all the homework I have for you this week, other than working on those Zooms. And then next week, I'm going to start repopulating the folders with all of the quizzes and discussions for all of the public speaking information. Everybody have a great 4th of July, and hope I'm not too hard on you this week.